Hi everyone, my name's Laura and you're watching my channel So Very Laura. So today I am coming to you wearing my finished LB pullover, which you might remember I made at the sewing social down in Princess Risborough the other week. And I said to you that I thought I wanted to think a bit more about the length of the sleeves and the length of the body. And what I've actually done is yesterday I've put some bands on the bottom of the sleeves, so they need a bit of a press, but they're a better length now, and I can still scrunch them up if I want to. And I've done the same on the bottom, so I'll pop a pic in here. So obviously I had to cut separate bands to do that because I couldn't lengthen a top. It was just the length it was. But I did mention on an earlier vlog that I have in the past created a faux hemband when I've been sewing knit garments, and that's what today's Advent tip is: how to use your overlocker to create a faux band on a garment. So I'll send you over to Laura of about an hour ago showing how that's done, and then I'll come back and tell you a little bit of what I'm up to, and we will open the next Advent Swapmas gift from Tina. So you will have seen in my intro to this that I've now lengthened my LB pullover so that it's a bit longer on my hips and also longer on the cuffs. Now obviously, because I made that too short in the first place, I've had to do that by attaching additional bands. But if you have a look at this, which is this is a Waves and Wild hot coffee top. So hopefully you can see there. This actually started life as a Waves and Wild hot coffee dress, but when I put it on, it didn't really feel like it had any shape to it. So I cut it off to make it a top, but I wanted to have the look of a band on the bottom. But that isn't a separate piece of fabric. That is simply the same fabric turned over and overlocked to make it look like a band. So this wasn't my idea. I originally saw it on Stitch Rip Repeats channel. But I think it's really useful, and one of my lovely viewers, I think it was Alison, said you'd like to see how I do it. So I thought while my machine is still set up for doing knits, I would show you. So obviously there's times when you can't just do a turn up as one continuous band. Obviously if you've got ribbing or something, that's going to be a separate piece of fabric. And also if you're using the same fabric but you want the hem to pull the garment in a bit, or the cuff to pull the garment in a bit, which you might if you were making something like a hoodie, you're going to have to use a separate piece of fabric for the band and then just cut it slightly shorter and stretch it to fit the fabric so that it then will ping back and pull your hem in a bit. But if all you want is the look of a band and you're not worried about it pulling it in, and your fabric isn't terribly stretchy in the first place, then I think this works really well. So what I've done is I've just got a piece of the fabric here that is what I use to make the LB sweater, which obviously I'm wearing. And if you imagine that's your bottom of your garment, all you do is you turn this under by the amount roughly that you want your band to be. I say roughly, but obviously line it up, make sure it's straight. The other advantage of this is that because you are sewing to itself, if you've got a pattern like that, it's much easier to line it up. So you folded it over, so there's your hem, and then effectively you treat it as if it was a separate piece of material. So you go right side to right side, and you use your overlocker to sew down here so that you are attaching the hem to, if you like, the bottom of the garment to where you want the bottom of the band to be. Obviously, you've got to be really careful. So you either have to disable your knife, or you need to just be really careful not to catch it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a garment with a hole in the middle. But equally, you want to make sure that you do have that bit caught in. So I am going to give this a try, and we'll see how we get on. So I am going to put this under the machine so that it is just next to, but not going to get cut by the knife. It does. So off I go. So I'm going to keep this trued up. Obviously, I'm not taking the same amount of time and care over this as I would be if it was a real garment, but fingers crossed we will get a nice band appearance at the bottom. Now just chain off, and there we go. I have managed to catch it all down pretty much. Could be a bit neater in places, but there you go. And that is your band. So it's doubled over like a band would be. You obviously have this seam, so it could do with a press. But that is how you create the appearance of the band on the right side, but without actually having to use a separate piece of fabric. And I do think it's easier to get it all lined up and looking nice. So that is my tip on how you create a faux band on your overlocker. I hope that's helpful. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. I think it's quite a neat little trick. So that's what I spent yesterday doing. If I sound a bit like I've got a cold, I think I might have. I had my flu jab the day before yesterday, didn't feel brilliant yesterday, had a bit of a sore arm, but I think actually I've got a bit of a cold. I don't think it's a side effect of the jab. So yeah, if I sound a bit throaty, that's probably what it is. But anyway, onwards and upwards. So what have I been doing since I last saw you? Well, on Saturday I volunteered at my local National Trust, which has got all its Christmas lights up. So that's Stradega House in South Wales. So I will pop a couple of pictures up of the rooms I was in. So first of all, I was in the passage where all the old servants' bells are, and you can see they've got decorations of the bells. And then they moved me down to the kitchen, but even the kitchen has got a Christmas tree. And it was a really busy day, so I took these photos in a kind of lull, but we had over 2,700 visitors in one day, which apparently was a record, so that was going some. And I should have been there again yesterday, but I didn't go. I sent apologies because I really wasn't feeling great, and although it is my local National Trust, it's still a nearly 50-mile round trip, so I didn't fancy driving that with a sore arm. So I put my bands on my top instead. Sewing wise, I am still looking at a really messy sewing room, but trying to think about tidying it. The weather over here has just been awful, and although I really want to paint my unit that I brought down from my mum and dad's house, I'm coming to the conclusion that I am going to just start putting things in it for now and then paint it in the spring or summer when the weather gets better, so that I can just get my sewing room a bit tidier, because I keep waiting to do it, and actually I think it's better that I just get on and tidy up. So yeah, I think that might be something I might do between Christmas and New Year maybe. And otherwise, in terms of sewing, having now got this done, I've gone back and started working again on some jeans that I'm making for my husband, and these have been going for a little while. I started them, I think, before before we went on holiday in September, but then I did the Busy Bee challenge, so I was busy sewing those things up, and I didn't want to take them to the sewing social because I probably would have just messed them up by chatting. So I had got to the point where I needed to put the fly in. So the other day I managed to put the zip in. So that's gone in fine. And I'm now about to do the, oops, oh no, I've just pulled the zip off. So that's going to be fiddly to get it back on. But I'm sure I'll manage it. That wasn't bright, was it, Laura? Right, pretend that didn't happen. I'm sure I'll get it back. Yeah, so I'm about to start the top stitching. You can just see, hopefully, can you see? I've got it marked out down there. So I've traced that out, and that is my next step. So I'm psyching myself up to do that. Well, the next step's now to put the zip back on, but anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so that's really what I'm up to. So fairly short and sweet today. I have been thinking about my plans going forward. I do want to get the jeans finished, and I want to get my dress finished that I mentioned. And I've also got a bag kit that has been hanging about for ages, so it might be a good time to start working on that as well. But yes, I'm kind of also trying to decide whether or not to do a Make 9 next year. So be really interested to see what you think about Makes 9 or Make 9s. I didn't do one this last year because I didn't finish the one from the year before, though I have done, I think, a few more bits on that now. And sometimes I feel that they kind of restrict me a bit much in terms of what I'm doing, because I'm kind of thinking, oh gosh, I've got to do this, that and the other, or I ought to do this, that and the other. And I know they're flexible, and I know you can change your mind. But I kind of think I'd rather be a bit more relaxed about my sewing. So I might do what I did in my first year of vlogging, which is just to set myself some goals. So yes, with that said, let me open my next Advent gift from Tina, bobbing along nicely. So do go over, she's been vlogging again in the last couple of days, having had a leak in her roof and all sorts of things. So yeah, so she's vlogging, so do go over and watch her reaction to her opening my gifts, because I'm really enjoying it. It's lovely. What I think I'm going to do between, so I'm recording this on Thursday, a week before Christmas. I think what I'm going to try and do is release 3 more vlogs before Christmas, and each of them will have 2 sewing tips, because I promised you 12, so you shall have 12. And then each of them I will open 2 gifts from Tina as well. So I do 7 and 8, 8 and 9. 7 and 8, 8 and 9. 7 and 8, sorry, 9 and 10, in 11 and 12. And I'll do 2 tips each time, because I think vlogging every day, like I said at the beginning, isn't going to happen. So, right. So I shall now open my gift from Tina. So this is gift number 6, and she's been really good and put it on and underlined it, so I know which is which. So this feels like a box. So there will be a little bit of scrabbling off camera. And if you've seen the comments on my previous vlog, she did make that Christmas decoration, which is incredible. So I am in huge awe of her talents. Really useful, really useful. Folding scissors, aren't they fantastic? That'd be great to keep with my knitting, actually, because I've got various bits of knitting and crochet, and I always end up having to fish my either my embroidery scissors out, or my scissors that I keep up here. So that is really useful. Thank you, Tina, because they're a little bit thicker. So I think they will be great, and they will sit very happily with my knitting, which tends to travel around with me quite a lot if I go and stay with people and things. So thank you so much, Tina. Thank you all for watching. If there's anything else you want to see in my Vlogmas, please do let me know. Let me know what you think of the faux hemband tip, and let me know if there's anything else you want me to try. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.